Hi guys! Christmas is coming fast, and in this video we are finally getting into the Christmas mood. It's been long overdue, and with that, of course, it felt right to bake something yummy. For some reason this year I picked quite a complicated recipe.
Interesting. Oh my god. I want to cry. The nightmare continues.
So yeah, it's not going to be smooth sailing. But never mind, let's start from the beginning.
Guys, today we are going to prepare a traditional Slovak cake, Christmas cake. It's called Štedrák. Štedrý, the adjective which is used for the name Štedrák, means generous in English. So we can translate it to English maybe as a generous cake. And it's generous because there are a lot of fillings, various kinds, which is great for me because I never know which filling to choose when I want something. So here we will have everything. But first, we need to make our dough. So here we have the ingredients. First, we will make like the yeast mixture. So here we have 250 milliliters of cashew milk. You can use normal milk, it doesn't really matter. Here we have 70 grams of sugar, right?
You can use white sugar if you want, it doesn't really matter.
And it is 70 grams, right?
Right.
Tommy was weighing this.
This is all on me. If it's not sweet enough, it's my fault.
I just gave instructions and then I forgot the amounts. So we will put all the sugar here. That's what the recipe said. And here 7 grams of dry yeast. So that's this whole packet. Like this. Everything. And we will stir this or mix it. And we will let it rise, the yeast, or not rise, but it will get foamy for 10 minutes, here for example. And in the meantime, I can show you the rest of the ingredients for the dough. So here we have 500 grams of whole grain spelt flour. You can probably use normal basic flour, but I wanted the recipe to be a bit healthier. Whole grain flour is of course healthier, so here we have it. And we will put a pinch of salt there.
Like this.
Like this. Ta-da! And here we have 90 grams of melted butter. The recipe said 70 to 90 grams. So this is like between 85 and 90 grams of melted butter. So I will pour that in, but first like mix the pinch of salt in the flour.
Yeah, perfect.
Ta-da! And we need 2 egg yolks, which we need to get from these 2 eggs.
So Peter will show you how to do that.
I'm always stressed when separating egg whites and egg yolks, but here we have a thingy for
separator.
it. A separator. So this should be easy. Look at this.
Ooh.
So, ta-da! Yes, and the egg white just like flowed away.
It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
That's very cool. And we will put it... Where will we put it? Okay. Here, into the dough. Why not? We will mix everything later. Guys, this is the first time I'm making this generous cake. So bear with me.
Until now you only ate it every year.
Yes, so fingers crossed, all of you, all of us, the both of us, and we are all hoping this will be a success. So the second egg now.
Show us again the miracle.
Are you watching this closely? Ta-da. So let's put this here. The yeast should be activated, although it's not doing much, but here it's written that we don't even need to do this, like put this in water with sugar and everything, just put it directly into the dough. So it will be okay, I'm sure. So let's pour this here. And let's just like create the dough. I have a feeling for now this recipe is a total mess. I don't know.
Isn't it always putting stuff together?
No, I mean, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing.
Again, business as usual.
No, usually I'm very professional here. But now, you know, when doing something for the first time, I'm very uncertain of the future. It's time to use my hands. So let's do that. Ooh, this is quite sticky. It shouldn't be sticky. I've been working the dough for like 10 minutes and look, it looks normal, not sticky. So it was changing gradually. I think we are done with the dough. So we will take this, how is this called in English?
Cloth?
A cloth, cover this, and we will put it on a radiator where it's warm, and we will let the dough rise for maybe 1 hour, maybe a bit less. In the meantime, we will prepare the 4 fillings we will need for the cake. So here they are. Ta-da!
Done. What's next?
No. So this will be a poppy seed filling. This will be a plum jam filling.
Also known as the rum filling.
No, this will be totally plum jam. Here we will have walnut filling, and this will be tvaroh filling. Tvaroh is a special kind of cheese, like in English sometimes they say curd cheese or quark. So it's full of protein and it's a special product that's known here in Central Europe. So yes, tvaroh. Ta-da! You can see it here. And yeah, so we will make each of the fillings now. Let's start with the poppy seed filling. We will not use whole poppy seeds, so we need to grind them here in the coffee grinder. That's very important, guys. Those of you from the US, you usually use poppy seeds like sprinkle on some bread or in muffins, but we need really to grind them. So yeah, we will make a poppy seed paste, basically.
But they also sell it here ground already.
Yes, they sell it, but here we have whole poppy seeds. So we need to grind this. And I will be putting it here. So it looks the same, but it's ground. That's very important, very important. Here we've been preparing our own cashew milk. So those are just ground cashews put into water, and I will blend them more with this immersion blender. And we don't need to strain this because this will go into the filling. In the dough it was strained, so no solids, but here it doesn't matter. We will pour around 120 milliliters of the milk here. We will also add 60 grams of sugar into this and 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar, which I have here. And we will heat this up now and stir everything, of course, and it should create a filling. So it looks like our filling is done. This was very fast. It looks like this. So it looks maybe dry, but we need it spreadable but not runny. So I think this will be this will be okay. Now we will do basically the same with walnuts. So that will be a walnut filling. So here we have 200 grams of walnuts and we need to grind them. Here in the coffee grinder.
That will take a while.
Yes. And with walnuts I have to go like this. Very small pulses
Because they release fat really quickly. Right?
Yes, and then like walnut butter appears here and it's impossible to grind them. Speaking from experience. Perfect. Now I will add around 100 milliliters of milk. Here we have 60 grams of sugar. Let's put that in. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So let's add that. Let's mix this together, and I don't even want to put it on the stove. I think it looks good, normal consistency. So no putting this on the stove. We don't need to reduce the amount of liquid or anything. Let's make the quark or tvaroh. Tvarohová, that's the adjective. Tvarohová plnka. Quark filling. So here we have this. Oh my god, I don't have a spoon. Ta-da! I have a spoon.
Wow.
Yes.
How did you do that?
Magic. It's magic in our kitchen.
It's Christmas.
So let's put the tvaroh here. There are more kinds of this tvaroh. There is hard one, which is like little lumps and it's very, like it's drier. And this one is called soft tvaroh. And it's like this, spreadable. And yeah, that's what we have here. So I will also add 40 grams of sugar. This is 250 grams of tvaroh. 40 grams of sugar and 1 egg. And we will also add 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar. And let's mix this, and I'm hoping it won't be too liquidy. But I think it looks nice.
Looks delicious actually.
So yellow from the egg, but the yellowness is disappearing now because that was the egg yolk.
Looks like eggnog flavor.
Yes, exactly. And here we have the plum jam. This is not a normal jam, it's more like plum butter, you know, very thick, made of plums, of course. And that's the traditional thing here, right?
Yeah.
So I need 200 grams. I am weighing here on the scale.
And should it be plum jam or any kind of jam in this generous cake?
It must be a plum jam. Like we need the plum flavor. I'm sure it would be okay with any kind of jam, but all these ingredients are kinda traditional here, so we are used to these flavors. And if the jam is too thick, we can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of rum.
Or more.
That's optional, and
But encouraged.
Tommy is laughing and everything, but this will, like, we will bake this, so the alcohol will not stay there.
I know, rum flavor is good in cakes.
Yes, that's what I've been saying my whole life. Rum flavor, yummy. Look, now it's more spreadable. So here we have all the fillings. Here is our dough, less than an hour, and look, it has risen, it's bigger. So now all of this needs to go here. So let's do that. let's put the dough here on the parchment paper. I split the dough into 5 equal parts, and now we will start assembling the cake. And we need this size. We have this baking pan, circular. So I don't know how to do this, so it's this big. Maybe putting this underneath it. I will roll. Or maybe just like spreading this with my hands. Okay, so this pan should be non-stick, so I'm not putting parchment paper in the form. I usually do that, but not today. So let's put this here and just spread it. That would be the easiest, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yes, I like this. Okay, this went quite easily. In some recipes, this part, the first layer of the dough, is bigger and it goes like in the form upwards and it encapsulates the whole cake basically, or at least the sides. But we are not doing that. Now we will spread the poppy seed filling. That's the first layer. Guys, the order is important.
Of course.
Because otherwise you would break the tradition.
And we don't want that.
Yes, let's spread this out somehow. And I'm really happy that the dough is normal. So even though it looked very messy, it's here and it's working. So that's quite reassuring. You don't have to be very worried or very precise, maybe. Like, you should be precise, but it's not a big deal if something is a little bit off. Usually it works out somehow. It looks nice, I think. Let's put this here. And once I put the second layer of the dough here, the filling should like spread out totally to the side of the form, right? That's my thinking. Tommy had an idea to put the baking pan here on the paper and just like do this. So we know how big the layer should be. I'm rolling. It's easier than doing it with the hands, but then I will adjust according to the circle. Hopefully I will still see it.
Not if you go into all directions over it.
Okay, so just rolling for a bit.
You have to check every now and then.
Yes, yes. I don't know how to take this now. Like... I knew assembling the cake will be the worst nightmare, and it is.
Oh my God. Wow, beautiful.
This looks like when I'm making a strudel. This is what you should do with strudel, but not with this. So let's start over.
And think of something different. Attempt number 2.
This is impossible. I feel like I hate this because like it's so thin and everything. It won't stay circular.
Ooh, close enough. There. It's like a blanket for the poppy seeds.
This is so messy. Wow, so bad. It doesn't matter, I'm sure this will be lovely.
But when you bake it, nobody will see this.
Yes, This will be totally okay. But I'm already seeing the comments. Peter, you should have... I don't know, there's always some method how to do things, but I don't know the methods. Okay, but
Wow,
look,
it's beautiful.
it looks normal. Yay. Now, the second filling is the walnut filling. So let's put this here. Wow, it's quite thick.
Just 1 spoon.
Okay, so I'm spreading this. Tommy had a great idea that I should do this just with my hand. And he was right. Again, he's a secret baker or something. He knows everything.
A theoretical baker.
Okay, another layer of dough. The nightmare continues.
But you already know what you're doing now.
The
First one is always the worst, right? Surely. But you're not using anymore the holders.
Oh,
So you don't know what you're doing, okay?
no. Okay, it's hard to take it from the paper because it goes with it. So I need something to hold it here. Yes.
Peter's a great learner.
Oh my god, I hate this so much.
This is the real baking with Peter. There. Another blanket done.
Oh my god. I want to cry. I want to give up, but I can't. We need to finish this. I don't know why the dough is there. It would be tastier and better just with the fillings on top of each other and the dough just on the bottom and then something on top.
Is that how your family does it?
Maybe, because this is a nightmare. Like, who does this? But look, it's somehow going. Look guys, the dough is there.
Like nothing.
Not like nothing. And now, this, yes.
Sure.
I wasn't certain for a millisecond, but I know. So now, the plum filling.
And Peter's favorite tool is back in action.
This is like from a comedy movie, but not a happy comedy for me.
Tragedy.
Tragedy. But maybe for you guys, this is hilarious to watch. Looks nice, I think. My finger is really magic. In the meantime, let's preheat the oven. 175 degrees Celsius. I'm feeling ambitious with the preheating of the oven. So hopefully this will be done soon.
Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. So I will do this here on the table.
Interesting. Another strudel on the way.
Oh dear. One more time. Okay, we are here. Somehow. This will be easy. Wow.
The easiest one yet.
This video is like 1 hour long or longer.
It will be a two-parter.
We need to make this a bonus video because I don't know how to fit in more Christmas in this. This should be a Christmas video and we've been baking for hours now.
Days. I think I've been here for a week at least.
Yes. Let's do the last layer. Twaroch layer. Quark or curd cheese or something. This is easy to spread.
You don't even need your finger.
Yes. And the last layer will not be like a normal layer, but it should be a grid. So we will create little thingies and that should be easier. I will create these shapes, long ones, and just put them there somehow. It looks like this. I hate these decorative things, it's so useless. So this doesn't look the best, but it doesn't matter. let's put this finally here in the oven. And we should bake this for, I don't know, 40 to 50 minutes. Let me check in my phone. So 175 degrees Celsius for 45 to 55 minutes. 45 minutes later, let's take a look at this. Oh my god! What the hell is this?
Didn't it grow up quite a bit?
It wants to jump out of the baking form. And this is kinda a little bit burned, maybe.
Crispy.
So, wow. Okay, this is not how I know it. But we will find out tomorrow. You should cut this only after it completely cooled down. So, see you tomorrow.
Here is the following day, and it's snowing.
Yay!
Peter, as a meteorologist, couldn't be more surprised. We didn't even take winter boots with us, so we can enjoy the snow at least visually. But I will not stay here for very long because my toes will get frozen soon, I'm sure. It's freezing. It's like -3, -4 degrees Celsius. So the snow is not melting, which is new or very unusual these years.
In my defense, I have to say I wasn't at work, so this wasn't my forecast. The forecast was that there is no snow. It should have been more to the east, but it reached us here at the country house. So my colleagues need to do better.
Like you.
Like me, of course. If I were there at work, the forecast would be so accurate and amazing. I'm just kidding. This is just a very small amount, but it's nice. It adds to the atmosphere. We can feel at least a little bit Christmassy, because this year, for some reason, the snow didn't want to come. But at least we have this, so we feel better. And the birds are also feeling better now, because this is what winter should be like.
Something's tugging at my sleeve. I do believe it's Christmas. It's cold outside, but I'm warm within, 'cause Christmas time is here.
So here we are the next morning, and the Štedrák looks like this. And I'm quite hungry, so I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. It's finally time for breakfast.
Yay! So this worked out. Somehow we have pieces here on our plates.
And they are holding.
They are holding, yeah. It's kinda one piece. So
Yeah. Looks
it's
good to
very
me.
nice. Yes, we can see all the layers and everything. So the only thing remaining is to taste this. Tommy is the first one.
Ooh.
He's going.
Do I have to somehow take all the layers at once?
Yes, of course.
Love all the fillings.
Let me. Okay. Wow.
I was afraid there would be too much dough with all the layers, but no. The fillings are very prominent.
My grandpa used to make this cake every Christmas. I miss him. And then my uncle took over.
So every year when we visit, we have this there. But I realized this recipe is more traditional with yeast dough. And there, with my uncle and in the past with my grandpa, they used to make it with other type of dough, more like butter dough, no yeast dough, no rising. So this is different. That one is more unhealthy and I would say tastier. This one is healthier and still very tasty, but different to me.
Yeah, it's something we haven't had before, basically.
Yes, yes, but all the recipes on the internet, the traditional ones, are with yeast dough.
So are you glad you tried this?
I am very glad and I feel very Christmassy now.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And maybe next time we can try your grandpa's recipe as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Next year maybe. We'll see. So this is exciting.
So Peter translated it as a generous cake because it's called Štedrák from the word Štedrý, which means generous. But also what we call Christmas Eve here is Štedrý den, which means a generous day.
Oh yeah.
So it might be a combination of those two meanings because people make it for Christmas.
Yes.
So it's also like a Christmas cake basically.
Yes, yes, I didn't realize. That's so interesting. Yeah, so it's very generous. And the generous day, so Christmas Eve, the 24th of December, is the main day here during Christmas.
Yeah.
It's when the families come together in the evening and you have the generous dinner, you know, štedrá večera. And yeah, so that's how it is.
Be generous.
We need more because it's so yummy, but we'll be so fat, mainly me. I need to exercise more. We should go for a run or something. Wow, guys, look at the layers. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love it. Yay! I'm so glad this worked out. This is not burned. This is great. All of it is great and the consistency is great and yay!